like nature. It's what we're all about.
Wagons ho! Have a look at that! Whoa! Just when they think it's safe to come out. Not an animal! Bang!
I guess in the end, that's probably why we all go fishing.
Folks, it's an amazing thing that what took Captain Cook a number of years to do, we can do in a single day via jet travel. The modern way, absolutely magnificent. And you can tell, out of the clock, 5:30 this morning, and as the sun goes down on the top end of Australia, we're steaming south into the very heart of the Gulf of Carpentaria. I'm excited, I hope you are, because I can tell you people, wherever you're viewing, all around the globe, it doesn't get any better than this for me. I'm excited, and I tell you what, I got a feeling in my water, folks. It's gonna be a great trip. Half of the real joy in fishing is the expectation of you never ever know when your day's going to change. I do a lot of my thinking out here, and I can really recommend it. Get out of the office, have a look at this magnificent land of yours called Australia. And I tell you what, it is food for the soul, I can tell you now. Now, something is absolutely snaffle. It is not going to be a world record fish, but it's a nice way to open our account up here. Come on, around you come. And look, I'm a great fan of David Attenborough. Sir David Attenborough is just one of my all-time heroes. And I can tell you, he is right. Sit back and take in nature, because everything in nature has a reason. Now, this will be a small trevally, a nice trevally it is. No doubt about that, but it's a lovely way. Come here, mate, we want to show you on television. It's a lovely way to start our trip in the Gulf of Carpentaria. And folks, I don't want to be blasé at all, but there's better things to come. But look at that mouth. I've seen that on a man who's got a fishing show somewhere. Folks, since 1956, when the Olympics were in Melbourne and I sat on the end of the Mordialloc Pier, I've been taught to take notice of what's happening around you. I've noticed a few birds just starting to look, but when it eventually happens, the birds are your camera. They're your television set. It's easy, folks. The works goes out of it for you. They'll tell you where the fish are. Have a look at that. So we've got a big school of queenies here, and And we're going to put that little blue and white slice in between them and bring it back, and it should be almost instant like that. Now, I speak about this a lot, I really do. The basics of fishing have not changed for me in nearly 50 years on the water. And boy, am I waterlogged. But quite basically, if you find the fish and the fish are hungry and you give them something that they're interested in eating, I tell you what folks, it's like sausage rolls and lollies at a kid's party. If you put the lettuce and the good sort of salads up one end, they will be just so lonesome. You put all the good stuff down the other end, and my goodness me, the old rugrats, they'll get down and have a real go. Queenfish are the absolute sport fishing heroes of Northern Australia. A lot of people call them skinnies, and I've seen these up to 6.5 kilo, and they're serious, serious fish. They're not bad to eat, but as a sport fish, they are absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Gregory. And mate, off you go, away you go. Okay, let's now have just a little bit of a Rexy lesson. This particular lure is a new one I'm working on for Kmart. It is called the Rexy Fishless Lure. And what happens is, how silly is that, kids? I lost my hooks. Is it Rexy or Duffer? Sorry about the water on the lens. Now, we've come over here and I'm going to put my glasses on, and I cannot emphasise too much about the glasses. You've heard me for 13 years speak about the sun, the rays off the water, and more importantly, if a lure happens to come back and hit me in the eye, well, you've got no tomorrow. So we'll go in the middle of there, and before it hit the bottom, a fish had a go at it, and he's coming up now, and he's got it. And it is as simple and as easy as that. I'll tell you what, folks, isn't this better than sitting in your office? And during the school holidays, wouldn't it be nice to bring Mum and Dad up here? I'm going to make a recommendation to John Howard, our Prime Minister at the minute. Johnny, it's Rexy, remember me? Get the kids up here. Cancel all passports, get Australians in their own continent, just showing the world what great fishing we have. It's not so much the catching of fish, but it is the attachment to nature. Another skinny, just a sport fishing hero of these tropics. Go on, mate, barbless hooks, and he should almost just flick off instantly like that. So there you are. A humble little lure that will cost you about $3 or $4 Australian dollars. 50 pound in the old scale trace. I'm using a bit of the new braid line, but I tell you what, 4 or 5 kilo line, and you are in business. And it is a matter of casting out over the top of some feeding fish, bringing it back in an erratic action, and the rest should be history. There's only one reason this lure won't go off, is that I'm not on the fish, because look at that up there where those birds are. Greg, I think we might go up there, because there's only one reason that lure didn't go off, because the fish were not there. Gee whiz.
Oh.
Yes. Well done.
These are a mighty good little fish, aren't they?
Aren't they what?
Jump out of the water, readily take any sort of lure.
You do.
Easy to get them in, release them, take a photograph, get another one.
Yeah, good
You're
Klein
on
fish.
too.
Good Klein fish. Oh, look at that groper come up.
Groper.
Look at that. And this fish here he comes again. Oh, he's got it. Hey, mate, you've got my rod. Hey, mate. Hey, mate, please give me my rod back. Hey, mate. Mate, you can have the fish. You can have... Water over me, water over you people. Seriously, a 300-pound groper coming out of a magnificent, pristine river to say g'day to us on our international fishing show.
Rex and the boys have been out the back of the boat here in the Jackson River. They've been catching plenty of queenfish. They're almost due back for lunch any moment now. We've got a bit of steak marinated on the barbecue. That's been done in Asian spices and herbs. We're going to be mixing that steak with the vermicelli noodles and a heap of different vegetables. Lots of Asian marinade and herbs and spices in that again. That should be absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, for the middle of nowhere, they're going to enjoy that.
It's lunchtime. When I first came up here about 7 years ago, one thing that was quite unique was the beach fishing. Along the west coast of the Gulf of Carpentaria, there are just absolute hundreds of kilometres of beach, and you never know what you're going to get. There's giant herring, there's queenfish. At this time of the year, just coming into our spring here in Australia, there's a possibility of a barramundi. And Greg, a lot of our viewers, particularly who don't know the pattern of barramundi, just expect us to fish in the mangroves for barramundi, but they're actually sea-going critters, aren't they?
They are. They all come out of the rivers to breed along the coastal foreshores and rocky foreshores, beaches and flats. I don't have a complete understanding of them, and I think anyone who says that they do is telling a few porky.
So folks, Gregory is spotting and Rex is shooting the line. Let's hope it all comes together. I can feel a good segment coming on. We've got a lot of bait down here, and we're going to see if we can just get something back in there. There's something swirling, so perhaps our rattles and our little shiny lure will do something. There's some nervous bait down there, so we're just going to see what happens. That's where supper is. I tell you what, if they're fair dinkum, they should be somewhere along here. Now, Mr. Barramundi, Mr. Barramundi, would you like to be on my show? Yes, sir, you would. Oh, a barramundi. There he goes. Well, it has been worth waiting for, I can tell you now. And just to see that big cloud and the balls of bait in there, they turn side on, little bit of a flash, silver flash. Get that little rattling spot down there going brrr, brrr. Let it fall back down, and the flash attracts these magnificent predators. Look, I think they're my all-time favourite fish. If I travel the world for the rest of my life, I don't believe that I could find a fish that means so much to me. It's an Australian icon. This fish might even be above the size limit. There's no doubt about that. He's a nice young fish. Look at that young fish. He's probably 2.5, 3 years of age. Magnificent fish. Small, sleeky head. Magnificent torso. That is the predator of Australia. The barramundi on Sunday in the top end. How good is that, folks? See you next time, son. Oh, and away he goes. You can pick up through Brendan's lens that little bit of sand dropping off into what appears to be a gutter. And what we'll do is we'll go into that wind, make sure we don't get an overcast, a backlash, and bring it back with a flicking motion like that. Ah! Oh! 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 Barramundi! I knew that would work, Mr. Barra. He's gone under there. Mate, you were under there. I want you to come out and look at those eyes. Oh, those beautiful, beautiful eyes. Just magnificent. Look at them shining there in the late afternoon sun. Absolutely magnificent. Come on, come out of there. The bait in there, folks. But I tell you what, there is more action down there than at the MCG on the last Saturday in September. Now, I might go this way here. I'm starting to produce my own show. Heaven forbid. That is a beautiful looking fish. Have a look at that. Have a look at that, Gregory. Is that just sensational?
Wonderful little fish, aren't they, Rexy?
It just must be something about those spots that they like. You know, I don't know whether it's the flash or whether it's the noise or whatever, but gee, what a beautiful example. This
Pass me your rod.
thanks, mate. This system is going all right, isn't it? Tell you what, when you can see fish like that, this system is going all right. This is what it's all about. Catching barramundi of all sizes in the top end of Australia. And away you go, mate. He's pretty happy about that. And I hope you are too. Got after the Sahara Desert on the lens. Water and sand, bloke can't fish in this. I'm going back for a coldie.